But there is one more thing which is very important, guys, and that is the when we compare two parameters. So the two parameters here are Ganguly and Dhoni. How will we compare them? So data set is spread across different years, right? You can see here, the date is given. Date is given when the match was played. Can I extract the year information from that? Which year was that? Was the player playing the match? From that, I can get an idea about, you know, I can select those years where the where the player had actually was playing Indian cricket more effectively or more active, where he was more active during his tenure. Only then the comparison will make sense, right? So Dhoni's era and Ganguly's era will be different, right? So let's try to understand what would be Dhoni's era or Ganguly's era. I'll go to that, but first let's try to extract the year information only from these dates. Okay, so for that again, pandas will help me, right? So how will it help me? It's very simple. I'll simply do df of innings date because that is my column's name, right? Innings date is my column name, so I can just simply copy paste it from here and I'll put it here. I'll use pd dot, right, pd dot 2_date time. I'll use 2_date time. 2_date time is a function which will convert this string. So if I look at df of, for me to extract the year part, first of all, Python needs to understand that this is a year, not a string. So if I do d types, sorry, this should be d types, means data types. You can see it's object, which means it's a string, but I need to convert it to a date time format, right? So what I'll do, I'll simply do this, right? Okay, this is what I'll do, right? And then what I'll do is, and again check. See, now it has become a date time format. Now these warnings which you see here will occasionally come, but this is not an error, just a warning. It's just asking me to use a different kind of notations, right? But that's fine, no problem. So innings date dot d types is now date time format. So now what I can do, I can create a new column where I will be extracting the innings date from the innings date, which is now a year format, which Python understands that's a date time format. I'll simply do this. Once I do this, I can also, remove all these warnings. Okay, these warnings might irritate you a little bit. So import warnings dot simple filter ignore will allow you to filter these warnings. Cell run all above. So now let's look at the data frame. So now you see the warnings went away. You can see here the year has been extracted. This is 2019 data. So like this, we have years from previous data from previous years as well. Right? Now let's look at an interesting fact. Now, if I search, Ganguly Wikipedia, right? If I go here, let's look at the era in which he was playing, right? 1992, 2008, and that is what would be the era of Mr. Ganguly, sort of, right? And if I look at Dhoni, you can see here his era as well. Okay, which will be this. But before we go to that, there are certain data types which needed to be converted to integers. So let's look at df.d types. Now you can see here run scored, num. Run scored can't be done because it has a star inside it. Innings played is fine, but num, this run scored, balls faced, right? All these strike rate, all these should be in numerical format. Okay. So what I'll do first, I'll convert these first few columns, which I know I'll be using it from analysis, right? So let's say innings run scored num. Then I'll go to innings balls faced, and then I'll go to innings strike rate, innings batting strike rate. Okay, I need to convert these to integers. So what I'll do, df of calls equal to df of calls dot s type of int. Done. So once we have done this, now let's choose the era, right? So this would be Ganguly's era, and these will be MS Dhoni's era. Okay. I can convert this to markdown, right? To increase the font size to make it more prominent, right? So once we have this, now what we have to do is sub-select, right? We have to select these eras separately. So what I'll do, df underscore. So now if I want to select era separately, I'll just simply create a function to, to extract it out, right? So we have to extract the era out. So once, how will you do it? Very simple. You can term it as df underscore Ganguly, okay, equal to say df of what was the column name? Innings player, right? Innings player. Okay, this is what we have to do. And oh, by the way, if you want to select the era, okay. So to basically make it more prominent, yeah. So now we need to select the era of Dhoni and Ganguly. So how will you do it? So basically, it will be sliced, or the information will be extracted out based on the year of playing, right? So here will be the logic, slicing logic. So I'll do year of greater than equal to 1992, right? I'll put a bracket here because this is one condition. The second condition will be and df of year less than equal to 2008, right? This is my data which will be only pertain to this particular years, and I need the other players information also, so that to see what was his competition during those days, right? Okay, so I'll call it as df.Ganguly for my benefit. Once I have that, I can do the same thing for Dhoni as well. So once you get the logic right, you can easily replicate your codes to extract various information. Now Ganguly will be 2004 and this will be 2019. I can create an automated version of this code as well using a function where I can simply change the name to extract out the information. I'll show you in a separate video. Okay, once you have that, now what we need to do is decide on the KPIs. Now this is the most interesting part.